In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make 3 quick and easy dips that I absolutely love to make anytime I'm hosting. I especially love to make these when there's a ball game on. To warm up, we'll start with a tasty, creamy, and authentic guacamole. To get through those slow middle innings, we'll try some Pepperoni Pizza Dip, but make sure you stay tuned until the very end for my absolute favorite, ChoriQueso. Let's get cooking. For my favorite guacamole recipe, I'm using mainly traditional classic ingredients here, featuring 2 limes, a red onion, a jalapeno, a tomato, cilantro, and the star, 6 fresh avocados. I always roll my citrus to start in order to squeeze more juice out of them. I'm zesting one of the limes here using one of my favorite kitchen friends, the rasp style grater or microplane. Thinly slice half a red onion and a jalapeno and then mince them with the lime zest, adding a teaspoon of salt. The extra lime zest step you'll take will add some depth and brightness to the guacamole, separating itself from the normies. Millennials, I'm begging you, just make this guacamole at home and eat your avocado toast for breakfast. You'll save so much time and money. Gen Z, pay close attention so you can afford to buy a house. Juice the 2 limes and add a 2nd teaspoon of salt to a mixing bowl, then add the minced mixture to steep for 10 minutes. The last bit of prep includes dicing a tomato and mincing some cilantro, saving them for the end. The key to a really good homemade guacamole is using the avocados at the ideal ripeness. If they aren't ripe enough, they'll feel like an apple, but if they're too ripe like a canned peach, they'll be mushy and browned. You want the avocados to be around the consistency of a banana. They should cut like butter, and you should be able to pull the seed out pretty cleanly with your hands without using much force. Look how easy the fruit slides out when using a spoon to scoop. Being one myself, I do have to show some gratitude for the millennials, because our generation has fully embraced the nutritional and healthy fat superfruit. You can now find avocados most anywhere for a reasonable price, and since 2000, per capita consumption in the United States has almost tripled, and for good reason. I love chips and dip almost any time, but my favorite time to enjoy them is in front of the TV watching a ball game. I think the chip crunch with the sports on activates something in my caveman brain. Mash everything together until creamy, and then add your tomatoes and cilantro and stir in gently to serve with tortilla chips. Growing up in Durham, North Carolina, I quickly became an avid Duke basketball fan, and also raucously celebrated their 5 total football victories in the 1990s. But I did marry into a rabid Michigan Wolverine family and have totally adopted the Michigan shade of blue as my favorite college football team. For our next dip, we're going to make the Pepperoni Pizza Dip. This starts with 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, 3/4 cup jarred pizza sauce, 3 ounces of pepperoni, 4 ounces of mozzarella, a block of cream cheese, and 1 ounce of Parmigiana plus seasonings. I want you to cut your cream cheese into 8 small blocks and microwave it in a bowl for 20 to 30 seconds until softened. Embrace the garlic smash technique and reject processed garlic. Yes, I recognize the irony here while I'm chopping up processed mystery pepperoni meat, but sometimes I can't resist that delicious flavor and juicy pepperoni bite. Inner caveman again. I would recommend buying the whole stick though instead of pre-sliced pepperoni because it tastes way better. Grate up the 1 ounce of Parmigiana, which should give you about half a cup, and your 4 ounces of whole milk mozzarella, which should give you about a cup. I would typically rather transform crushed tomatoes, but I didn't want to make a huge batch of Marcella Hazan sauce just for this recipe, so I sprung for some jarred rouse instead. Add 3/4 cup of sauce, the minced garlic, half teaspoon of oregano, and 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper to the softened cream cheese, and stir it to combine. Rouse is minimally processed and the best jarred sauce I've found. Add your Parmigiana, your mozzarella, and your pepperoni, and stir it again. We're going to bake this at 425 Fahrenheit or 220 Celsius for about 20 minutes. I'm still a Duke fan, and I hope to see the Manny Diaz era continue to build off the momentum created by he who shall not be named. Jokes aside, I do wish Mike Elko well at Texas A&M, but man, that was a gut punch. Still quite raw. Look at that creamy pizza perfection. I swear, it tastes like pepperoni pizza with each bite. The final dip recipe of today's video is my absolute favorite. It's called ChoriQueso. It starts with 1 cup of whole milk, 2 pickled jalapenos, a pound of deli sliced white American cheese, a pound of authentic Mexican chorizo from my local carniceria, and seasonings. I hope Samin Nosrat would agree, but I think this is the perfect salt, fat, acid, heat inspired dip. The pickled jalapenos and the chorizo add depth and dimension when paired with the gooey, salty, devilishly good melted white American cheese. Real cheese here, no processed American cheese food product. Whatever the heck a cheese food product is. I'm adding about a teaspoon each of smoked paprika and cumin here, and browning the authentic chorizo I bought from our local carniceria in a separate pan. Cooking on low and stirring a lot, I just want to melt the milk and cheese together. It is funny, but white American cheese makes the most authentic tasting Tex-Mex or Mexican queso dip I've found. That's a head scratcher. I can still remember about a decade ago on New Year's Eve, Duke played the electric Johnny Football in the Chick-fil-A Bowl and stormed out to a commanding 38-17 halftime lead. But Johnny Football did many Johnny Football things in his final college football half, and Duke lost 52-48 to Texas A&M. I still remember that game, but at least I had really good Tex-Mex ChoriQueso to comfort me. I'm recording this before New Year's Day 2024, but here's to hoping for a great victory from our beloved Michigan Wolverines over the Alabama Elephants. Go Blue. I hope this ages well.